Most times we trying to control our children sometimes turn out to have psychological effects on them. When we talk about controlling, we have what we call confident parents and controlling parents. Most times both of them have their advantages and their disadvantages. In this video, we'll be trying to look at both of them, the advantage and the disadvantage. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Blessing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm greeting you depending on where you are seeing this video and when you are seeing this video. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today we're talking about confident parents and word controlled parents. Now we have types of control. We have the behavioral control and we also have the psychological control. Now, what is control? Trying to see what your child is doing, trying to take charge of your child's life, trying to manage your child's behavior, trying to regulate everything that your child is doing. That is control. So now we're going to be looking at it, the advantage and disadvantage of control. Yes, because most times most parents tend to overdo these things. They tend to do it the way that it hurts the child. What is behavioral control? That is two types of control: psychological control and behavioral control. What is behavioral control? Please follow me in this video. This video might be a little bit longer than my normal videos, but please, it is important that we look at these things. What I bring to this channel is what we see outside there. We come together to learn, and we actually get those points that helps us to keep our family and relationship together. Remember, it's relationship and lifestyles, yes, and lots of stories. So today I'm not going to be telling any story. I'm going to be looking at behavioral control. Behavioral control refers to supervising and managing your children's behavior. When parents discipline their child's behavior, monitor their whereabouts, oversee their social life, behavioral control is intended to regulate children's behavior to conform to the world's prevailing family or social norms. When a parent tries their best to make their child to fit in to the society, to have that correct character. At times, parents need to provide adequate structure for the child to learn to inhibit descriptive word behavior and engage in socially acceptable behavior. Structure and guidance in behavior are necessary to facilitate personality development. Now, all these things we're talking about, the behavioral control, to a certain level, to a certain instant, is paramount in a child's healthy development. When a child is growing up, behavioral control is important. Like now, using social media, when to use your phone, when to do one thing or the other, they should be controlled at a particular time in a child's life. It aims to monitor, teach and regulate appropriate behavior. Behavioral control tends to what? Monitor, teach and do what? Regulate appropriate what? Behavior. However, when parents go overboard and control every minute detail of their children's behavior, they become controlling parents. That's what brings this topic of controlling confidence. Now, it is quite okay to try to nurture your child, nurture your children to the correct behavior, to the correct way of life. But when this control goes overboard, when this control becomes too much, what happens? These parents becomes what? Controlling parents. And you know that it doesn't go down well with children. Yes. Now, number two, have the psychological control. The psychological control refers to intruding into children's emotional and psychological development. Controlling parents are non-responsive to their children's emotional and psychological needs, which is bad. They constrain, they invalidate and manipulate their kids' psychological experiences. They also stifle the independent expression of emotions. Please go with me. I want us to please move together in this topic because it is very, very important. These controlling parents manipulate their children's feelings, the children's thoughts, and ideas through parent-child relationship using guilt, love withdrawals, showing disappointment, disapproval, and shaming. In addition, they want to keep their child's or kids emotional dependent and with them. They want their child, their kid, to be what? Emotionally dependent on them. Psychologically controlling parents are experienced by their children as being intrusive, overprotective, possessive, directive, and controlling through guilt. I hope you're getting value in this channel. I hope you are getting value in this video. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please click the red subscribe button and join us. And please share this video to your friends and family. If you're getting value from this video, please comment below. Turn the bell notification on if you have subscribed to this channel, so that whenever I draw videos in this channel, you'll be the first to see the video. Thank you. Now, I'm going to be mentioning ways of controlling. Children can experience parental control differently, depending on what measures what measures of control that parents decide to use. So the way I might experience my own parental control might not be the way the next person will experience parental control, because there are different ways parents tend to do this thing. We have the internal parental control and the external controlling. Now, the internal controlling. Psychological control is often exerted through subtle, non-verbal cues. These parents appeal primarily to the forces and regulations that reside within the child, such as when parents activate feelings of shame and guilt. When they make the child feel ashamed of him or herself and feel guilty, because the control is more internal, covert, and non-obvious. Most psychological control measures are internally controlling parenting practices. Parents, why would you, because you want to control your child, you make this child to be ashamed of him or herself. You bring in guilt to the child. You make the child feel that you're disappointed in the child just because you want to be able to control everything that child does. It's not good. Now, the externally controlling parents is done in an open and overt fashion, shouting, hitting, punishing the child, and rewarding are the control strategy used to coerce children with external world contingencies. Psychological control is not always internally controlled. Some parents, I'm telling you this because we see this every day. We are teachers. We see this every day. And even you as a person, as a teacher, if you bring your ears down, you bring your eyes down where children are, where they discuss, you will hear and see this thing. Do you know that some parents engage in physical, personal attack on the emotion of their children? Harsh parenting, helicopter parenting, strict parenting are the external controlling parenting type. All of these parenting styles are what? Authoritarian parenting styles. They try to take authority of everything that children does. Now, I'm going to be mentioning some signs of a controlling parent. Some signs of controlling parents. Signs of controlling. Now, whether a parent is controlling, is dependent on a combination of several factors: type of control, way of control, level of control, the temperament of the child. Now, signs that a parent is a controlling parent? Number one, demand blind obedience and conformity. When a parent demand blind obedience and conformity. Now, do not allow the children to participate in or question a parent's decision. That kind of parenting is what? Controlling. 3, do not allow the children to make their own decisions. Most parents do not allow their children to make their own decisions. That is number 3. Number 4, do not encourage the children to have choice or to be independent. They want their children to be dependent on them in everything they do. Number 5, they dictate every aspect of the child's life. Most parents, controlling parents, tend to dictate every aspect of the child's life. Number 6, they help the child even without being asked. Most times you allow that person that you are training to ask you for help before you do it. Number 7, they use reasons as on what they will tell you, because I said so, to discipline. They use that phrase, because I said so, to discipline. Number 8, they believe that children should be seen, not heard. They believe that a child should not be heard. A child should not be seen. Number 9, manipulate and exploit the child's bond, that child's parent bond, through such as guilt, induction, or love withdrawal. If you do this, I will disown you. If you do this, I will not love you any longer. They tend to exploit that child-parent relationship. Number 10, now they discipline through punishment. Through punishment, they punish a child. Should I go ahead? Let me give you more. 5. Number 11, they criticize any choices that child made. Any choice that is not made by them. Some do it even in adulthood. When your child wants to get married, especially the male child, or in fact, both genders, once that partner is not the one they choose, they criticize it. They lack empathy for their child. Number 12. Their rules are rigid. Number 13. Number 14, they believe that they are always right. And number 15, let me stop there for today. They do not respect their child's privacy. They do not, they believe, especially our African parents believe that there's nothing like privacy in their home. They say, this is my house. This is my house. They do not respect the child's privacy. Now, all these things I've said this morning, they are all about controlling parents. Now, my topic is controlling parents versus confident parents. There's not too long way about it. Everything I've said about the controlling parents is the direct opposite of a confident parent. Now, a confident parent, they inculcate the behavior they believe is correct for their children. They teach this child what they feel that it is correct, the way they think that the child should live. And after doing that for their child, they let the child be. The children are allowed to make decisions. The parent only comes in when that decision maybe doesn't work out properly for the child. But as a person, I believe that a child should make decision. If you are a confident parent, your child should make decision. Your child should be free. Your child should be independent. My child should not be dependent on me 24 hours. Nobody knows what happens at the next minute. What if you are not there? That is the difference between a confident and a controlling parent. A confident parent prepares the child for the society, prepares the child for what that child is going to meet on the way, prepares the child for tomorrow, prepares the child to learn how to be dependent on himself, not dependent on their parents all the time. That is the difference between a confident parent and a controlling parent. A confident parent will not play games with the child parent bond. They will not say, I will stop loving you, I will disown you, I will do. No, they allow their children to learn, they allow their children to gain experience, and they allow their children to be what? Independent. That is a confident parents. Now, there are some psychological effects. There are some psychological effects of being a controlling parent. Psychological effect of controlling parenting. When you over control your children, there are psychological effect of controlling parenting. Yes, psychologists have found out that different controlling factors can cause different impact in children, especially adolescents. Lack of behavioral control has long been associated with behavioral problems. These kids act out more and less capable of inhibiting descriptive word behavior. A moderate amount of behavioral regulation and monitoring is good for children. That's what I'll say. A moderate. When you just do small, you leave. You moderate amount of what? Behavioral control. Enforcing boundaries and monitoring are associated with positive outcomes such as less acting out and better academic performance. But when we overdo these things, it turns out to boomerang on the children and us too. But when the control is at high level, the negative impact on children's development can be long lasting, whether it is behavioral or what? Psychological. At high level of behavioral and psychological control, adolescents feel that they are incompetent and they do not matter. Parents who are very behavioral control undermine their children's confidence in their ability. Excessive parental assistance during tasks and interrupting a child's problem solving communicates doubt regarding the child competencies. As a result, these children suffer from lower self-esteem. They are less self-regulated, higher in acting out, and lower academic what? Achievement, because you don't allow these children to do anything by their self. These children are more prone to suffer low self-esteem, mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and what? Antisocial behavior. Now, those parents that shows external controlling this thing, activities to their child, like hitting their child, pushing the child away, shaming the child publicly. These children are prone to what? Physical aggression towards others. They are likely to become bullies or victims of bullying. They also tend to pass this harsh parenting to the next generation. If my father was harsh towards me, it is it is possible that I will be harsh towards my children. Please, I want us to look at this thing very well. If you have been doing it to a child, you gotta stop. Change the way you're parenting. I advise you be a confident parent because this can lead to so many things. This can lead to so many things. If you grew up with this kind of parenting, please, I advise you seek for professional help as soon as possible. But if you're a parent, you just starting a family, you have adolescents at your home, please change the way you control your children. When we think that we want to do good, we end up most times doing wrong. Thank you for staying and watching this video. I love you and you know it.